This is the New York Sports Machine on WICR.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to First Touch. Frank DiZenzo here with soccer analyst Jacobo Aparicio. How you doing, Jacobo?
Hello, friend. How you doing?
Hanging out. Now, Champions League, another great topic.
Yep.
We recently talked about the 8 final teams, but we had 2 big games, both last week and this week. First leg, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona. That was 1-3 going in Barcelona's favor. Then Porto versus Munich, a surprise there. Porto coming out 3-1 over Munich in the first leg, leaving them in a little bit of a hole to advance, but Munich came back pretty strong. So yesterday we had these 2 beautiful games, 4 special world-class teams. First, let's go Barcelona PSG. A 2-0 defeat, securing Barcelona's advancement into the next round. How'd you feel about this game? And tell me how Barcelona kind of took the strong 3 attacking force of PSG out of the game.
About this game, I have to say solid Barcelona and magic Iniesta.
Oof,
That
Iniesta.
play, he took the ball from almost his 18 and brought it back to the other side of the field, just left it easy to Neymar, who just had to get over the goalkeeper and score. It was fantastic goal. It was amazing. What that quality that it didn't look like he was going that fast, but he completely destroyed all the midfield of Paris Saint-Germain. Although it has huge players such as Verratti, Mota, Matuidi, and he make them look like children. And the rest of the game easy for Barcelona, just possessing the ball. It was a very hard task for PSG, I think, to get over Barcelona. They had to score 3 goals and not get scored. And I don't really know what was their strategy to do that, because they didn't look like pressing a lot or trying to have the ball and create chances. They went to a game as it was a 0-0 game in the first one, and it didn't work.
Right. Now, one thing I want to touch upon here is PSG is number 1 in their league. Paris Saint-Germain is supposed to be this big name team, big market, world-class players on this team, and they do play together. They do play well in Ligue 1, but, why is it that as soon as you put them up against a team such as Barcelona, who has just as notable players, maybe even a little bit more skill-wise, especially when you're talking about Andres, Iniesta, Neymar, Messi, the whole 9 Suarez in that front 3, why is it that PSG just can't seem to muster up anything against this team?
I can identify a couple factors. I would say, first of all, they're not that tight as a group. There's not that much chemistry between them, because it's a almost brand new team. They made the roster quickly, using a lot of money, a budget, and it's hard for them to become a good team, a solid team, knowing each other, not only having superstars, but also knowing how to play between each other. Although this would be a negative factor, they're still doing very good. I think it's the 3rd year in a row that they're in the quarterfinals.
Right.
And I think this year they shouldn't have passed against Chelsea, because they're having trouble also in Ligue 1 in France, but they're still a very solid team. I think this year they're facing some injuries, also a little bit of misfortune, but they're a group. They're a very good team, and with a couple more of new transfers and keep going like they're doing, I think they're gonna be semifinals and maybe final in 2-3 years. I would
Definitely agree on that point. Last thing I want to touch upon in this game is Neymar. Magnificent play. 2 beautiful goals, a header, and then the pass from Iniesta. This kid, he's our age, 22 years old. It's amazing how a kid can come from a Brazilian league, make a huge name on a world scale, especially with the showing in Brazil. And now he's playing for Barcelona behind Messi. Suarez is there now. How much more can this kid make for himself? What's the upside here?
He's gonna be the best. He should be the best player in the world in a couple of years. I would say 2-3 years also. He's fantastic. He does everything good. He's very, very technical. He's very fast. He thinks way faster than the rest of the 22 guys in the field, and he's amazing. And he's also understanding very well his role in the team, because he's not wanting to be the Messi, the new Messi of Barcelona.
Right.
He's wanted to be Neymar and helping Messi and helping the whole squad to achieve their goals and to become a very successful team, and that's what they're doing.
Fitting in very well. Now, last game we're going to talk about here is the second leg of Bayern Munich versus Porto. Finished on aggregate 7-4 in favor of Bayern. You know, Bayern was down here by 2 goals. You know, a great showing by Porto. They gave their all, and now they come out here against Bayern, and I mean, an absolute massacre, really, when I look at it. 6-1 towards Bayern. Plenty of goals to talk about. What do you take from this game?
I take that Bayern is an abusive team. they also, I would have liked a little bit more kind of defensive effort than Porto, because their mission was to not receive goals and at least try to go to halftime with 1-0 as much. And we know that's almost impossible to get it at the Allianz Arena, but still they lacked a little bit in defense, a little bit more effort of being a solid squad, an aggressive team, because Lopetegui, the coach, really likes to play well. He's a Spanish coach. He comes from the U23 Spanish national team, so he's almost only concerned about possessing the kind of offensive soccer. And I think you have to identify the game you're going to play, and if you already pull the upset at your field in Porto, why not try to get a clean sheet or almost clean sheet and pass to the semifinals? It's the important part.
Agreed upon. Pretty bad there for Porto. Now, one thing I want to touch upon here is Bayern Munich, an absolute ridiculous squad, to put it in layman's terms. Barcelona, also an amazing squad. And you know, these two teams are probably two of the top teams in the world. The only other team remaining in this Champions League would be Real Madrid to match up against their world classness. Now, we're not going to forget about Atletico and Juventus and everybody else who's left there. But out of these two, do you believe that out of these two teams, that one of these teams are this year's champion?
Yeah, I think one of these two teams are going to be. We still have to see what the semifinals are going to look like, because they might face each other, and of course they might have 8 injured players for the final or something like that. But if soccer is fair, that it isn't, and we know that, one of these teams should win the competition. I still want to see how Real Madrid reacts to game against Atletico, and if they come back again as that destructive team that they used to be a year ago, I would say. But yeah, I think between Barcelona and Bayern should be the winner of this new Champions League edition.
Well put, Jacobo. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in again to First Touch. My name's Frank DiZenzo alongside Jacobo Aparicio. Once again, we'll see you next time.